Hello. It is I. Unfortunately, no, this is not a secret control stream. However, that would have been a great idea. If only I had that idea. that would have been pretty funny. No, today is what it says on the tin. I'm gonna be reading. I'm very appreciative of the writing and reading category here on Twitch. And that's what we're gonna be doing. And you can't stop me. On the docket today, let me get this off my chest. Your last turn, someone in your chat said "We go next" was a HoloLive thing. That is simply false info. What? What? The lore deepens. Where cometh it from? Whence does it came? It's for probably MOBA gamers. Say that when the match they're playing seems unwinnable. Ah, we go next. I see. I see. Plausible. I believe it. That's just what gamers say when anything bad happens. Checks out. We simplify the jargon. The gamer version of "it is what it is." I thought "it is what it is" was the gamer version of "it is what it is." We all out here. Anyway, as I was saying, on the docket for today, we've got some of the basics when it comes to SCPs, some of the most well-known ones. Obviously, we got to start with 173, the original, the Peanut, as he is known colloquially. Also including 087, 096, 106, and one of my personal favorites, 294. 294 is a fun one. Check this out real quick. Okay, alright, if you insist, but wow. Bro is playing... Is that Breath of the Wild? Is that like not even Tears of the Kingdom? Boring ass stream, he said. Son of a bitch! Can't believe this shit. One thing that I didn't do, that I wanted to do maybe, was set up like a playlist or like an ambient kind of background, spooky like what's kind of like spooky clinical, I guess, would be the vibe for narrating, dictating SCP entries. But I wasn't sure how to set that up exactly, and I didn't necessarily want to just pull stuff from YouTube for, like, you know, creative licensing type reasons. I don't know. I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to go about doing that. The star is not... It's just... Pan... What? Hello? Are you okay? He's not spinning. He's not doing anything. I'm not gonna worry about it. My eye's really itchy. Ugh. You know, we may let me try and find something really quick. Go to Spooky Hospital ambience. Alright, hold on. What do you think about this? Whoa, that's a little intense. It's my mystical soundscapes posted 3 years ago, and apparently they're on Spotify too. That's fucking awesome. We could do this. This works. I like this. Okay, flashbang. Perfect music to ponder your orb to. Let me see if I can. Yeah, that's a little better. Thank you, opera. Now, as previously discussed on streams, I do not have a great audio setup. I don't have a great audio environment, is what I should say. So, I apologize for the lack of pristine quality. However, we do a lot of narrating on stream here, as you've seen with my visual novel reading streams on Mythos Mondays. So, I'm gonna try to keep up the quality in the performance where we lose it in the environment. I'm gonna nail some foam squares to the walls. Unfortunately, it's more complicated than that. I've still got cables. I've still got an Ethernet cable running externally, and by externally I mean out my open window. Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be a project with winter coming up. Gonna have to maybe do something about that. Anyway. I just realized I have the fucking mini player in the way here. Let me just close that. That's fine. Don't have to worry about that. Mine survived the wind. Yeah, but no, I'm not concerned about the cable. I'm concerned about me in my room where I stream. Why is that still? It's still showing the 7TV emotes that I removed from stream. In the on-screen chat. That's so weird. Why is it doing? Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. I think you gotta capitalize it. Let me see. I need to go to my Stream Elements dashboard here. Go to my. Where am I going? Overlays. Alright, let me test. Yeah, why is it still showing up? That's not supposed to. I removed them all from... Hold on. Can I, like, reset this? Refresh this? I don't understand. I don't know why that's doing that. I'm gonna have to try and look into it after stream. I thought it was just a fluke last time because I removed them all like same day, But it's been like 3 days. Longer. It's been like 4 days. And it's still doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. That's very strange. I'll have to look into that. Let me write that down so I don't forget about it later. Okay. All right. Without any further ado, let us begin. SCP-173. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Item SCP-173 is to be kept in a locked container at all times. When personnel must enter SCP-173's container, no fewer than 3 may enter at any time, and the door is to be re-locked behind them. At all times, 2 persons must maintain direct eye contact with SCP-173 until all personnel have vacated and re-locked the container. Description: Moved to Site-19, 1993. Origin is as of yet unknown. It is constructed from concrete and rebar with traces of Krylon brand spray paint. SCP-173 is animate and extremely hostile. The object cannot move while within a direct line of sight. Line of sight must not be broken at any time with SCP-173. Personnel assigned to enter container are instructed to alert one another before blinking. Object is reported to attack by snapping the neck at the base of the skull or by strangulation. In the event of an attack, personnel are to observe Class 4 hazardous object containment procedures. Personnel report sounds of scraping stone originating from within the container when no one is present inside. This is considered normal, and any change in this behavior should be reported to the acting HMCL supervisor on duty. The reddish-brown substance on the floor is a combination of feces and blood. Origin of these materials is unknown. The enclosure must be cleaned on a bi-weekly basis. This is, of course, the peanut. I don't know why the image isn't here anymore. I don't know if there was a copyright issue with that, perhaps. Nut. Yes, the nut. This description, this entry, if you will, spells the origin of the SCP fiction. And it has spawned very many, very many additional SCPs inspired by, and I guess you could consider them offshoots of this original entry. SCP-173 features as a primary antagonist in the classic video game SCP Containment Breach, which is, in my opinion, the best SCP game. Granted, I haven't played Control yet. I think I do own it, though. I don't remember exactly. 173 is one of my favorite SCPs, and just because of its mechanics and its design and its, well, it's the classic. It's integral to the SCP lore, as it were. And it also functions like a weeping angel from Doctor Who, almost exactly. I don't know which came first. I don't know exactly when this was originally created. The last edit was 6 days ago. Hello? What? Anyway, I don't know. My original plans for the stream was just to kind of read spooky stories. I did not expound on that at all, so let's see. We shall simply carry on. This is one that... No, not Radical Larry, not yet. We're getting there. SCP-087. This is one that I mentioned on Kage's stream the other day, because, well, I don't remember exactly what the context was, but it was relevant. Somebody mentioned SCPs and staircases, and I was like, no, yeah, that's an existing one, and it's this one. SCP-087. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-087 is located on the campus of Redacted. The doorway leading to SCP-087 is constructed of reinforced steel with an electro-release lock mechanism. It has been disguised to resemble a janitorial closet, consistent with the design of the building. The lock mechanism on the doorknob will not release unless redacted volts are applied in conjunction with counterclockwise rotation of the key. The inside of the door is lined with 6 centimeters of industrial foam padding. Or you said scare case, and then somebody said that sounds like an SCP, and I went, actually, that is an SCP. This is the one. I would simply backwards long jump up there and they'll give it the old BLJ. Yeah, that'll work. Due to the results of the final exploration, see document 087-4, no personnel are permitted to access SCP-087. Description: SCP-087 is an unlit platform staircase. Stairs descend on a 38-degree angle for 13 steps before reaching a semicircular platform of approximately 3 meters in diameter. Descent direction rotates 180 degrees at each platform. The design of SCP-087 limits subjects to a visual range of approximately 1.5 flights. A light source is required for any subjects exploring SCP-087, as there are no lighting fixtures or windows present. Lighting sources brighter than 75 watts have shown to be ineffective, as SCP-087 seems to absorb excess light. Gilgamesh, thank you for the resub for 9 months! Happy sub, baby! The very first one! My firstborn sub, baby. That's so funny. Oh my god. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Yes, we're doing SCP readings today. Where was I? So, baby, to the SCP stories. Yeah, no, that baby's a little fucked up. It's okay. We love him anyway. Yeah. Is it gonna? No, it's gonna keep going. Hold on, we gotta. Behind the scenes. Oh no. All right. We got the party hat. I forgot about the party hat. Subject's report and audio recordings confirm the distressed vocalizations from what is presumed to be a child between the ages of redacted and redacted. The source of the distress calls is estimated to be located approximately 200 meters below the initial platform. However, any attempts to descend the staircase have failed to bring subjects closer to the source. The depth of descent, calculated from the Exploration 4 in the longest exploration, is shown to be far beyond the possible structure of both the building and geological surroundings. At this time, it is unknown if SCP-087 has an endpoint. SCP-087 has undergone 4 video-recorded explorations by Class D personnel. Each subject conducting an exploration has encountered SCP-087-1, which appears as a face with no visible pupils, nostrils, or mouth. The nature of SCP-087-1 is entirely unclear, but it has been determined that it is not the source of this pleading. Subjects exhibit feelings of intense paranoia and fear when faced with SCP-087-1, but it is undetermined whether said feelings are abnormal or simply natural reactions. Addendum. Over a period of 2 weeks following Exploration 4, several members of the staff and students from the redacted campus reported a knocking at a variable rate of 1 to 2 seconds per knock, coming from the interior of SCP-087. The door leading to SCP-087 has been fitted with 6 cm thick industrial padding. All reports of knocking have ceased. Authorized personnel may refer to documents 087-1 through 087-4 for transcripts of explorations 1 through 4. And as you can see, we have links leading us to each of those documents except for Exploration 4, the most recent and the most lengthy of all expeditions. And so, document number 087-1. Expunge these nuts. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Anyway. Exploration 1. D-8432 is a 43-year-old Caucasian male of average build and appearance and unremarkable psychological background. Class D designation is a result of demotion due to mishandling SCP redacted. D-8432 is equipped with a 75-watt flood lamp with battery powered capable of lasting 24 hours, a handheld camcorder fitted with a transmission stream, and an audio headset for communication with Dr. Redacted at control. D-8432 steps through a doorway onto initial platform. Despite the wattage, the flood lamp only illuminates the first 9 steps. Second platform is not visible. D-8432. It's fucking dark. Doctor, is your flood lamp functioning properly? D-8432 shines the light out the door and into the academic building's hallway. The light reaches significantly further. D-8432. Yeah, it's working. It just won't light these stairs all the way down. Doctor. Thank you. Please continue. D-8432 descends for 13 steps before reaching the second platform. The platform is in the shape of a semicircle with an apparently concrete surface and walls. There are no distinct markings, aside from nondescript patches of dust, dirt, or wear consistent with that which is found in a typical concrete stairwell. D-8432 rotates 180 degrees to begin descent down the second flight, then pauses. Doctor. Reason for stopping? D-8432. You hear that? There's a fucking kid down there. Sounds like one. Doctor. Could you please describe the sound? D-8432. It's young, either female or a very young boy. It's crying and sobbing and saying, "Please, help, please." Yeah, it keeps repeating that and crying. Doctor, can you estimate the distance from your current location? Well, that scared me. Dad, hello. Man, the ambiance really puts in work when you didn't even know. I didn't even like it just came out of nowhere. That was great. Where were we? Can you estimate its distance from your current location? D8432. Fuck, I don't know, maybe 200 meters down? Doctor, please continue down the next flight. The subject descends another 13 steps. As he reaches the landing, audio of the child, as described, is picked up. The child alternates between sobbing, wailing, and the words, please, help, and down here. The level of audio is consistent with D8432's reporting of it being approximately 200 meters below. Doctor, can you still hear the crying? D8432. Yeah. Doctor, we're picking it up as well. Please continue down. Stop if you notice any changes in the audio or environment. The subject descends another 3 flights of stairs before stopping. D8432. Keep going. Doctor, please. D8432 continues another 17 flights, a total of 22 flights, before stopping. There are no visual changes in the environment, and each flight has been a consistent 13 steps. D8432. I'm not getting any fucking closer to the kid. Stereo audio confirms that the crying noise has not increased in volumes and remains approximately 200 meters below the subject. Doctor. Noted. Please continue. The subject continues another 28 flights before stopping. 50 flights total. D8432 is standing on the 51st landing, counting the initial ground level landing. D8432 is estimated to be 200 meters below the initial platform. 34 minutes have elapsed. The volume of the crying has not increased. D8432. I feel a little uneasy. Doctor. You spent a long time in a dark, unknown stairwell. It's natural. Please continue. The subject hesitates before stepping down the next stair. As the subject moves forward, the flood lamp illuminates a face located approximately at the bottom of the flight, SCP-087-1. It appears to be the same size and shape as a human head, except it is lacking a mouth, nostrils, and pupils. The face is completely motionless, but is making direct eye contact, indicating its awareness of D8432. D8432. Fuck! What the fuck is that? Shit! Holy fucking shit, what the fuck? Doctor, can you please describe what you see? D8432. It's some sort of fucking person face thing, and it's looking right at me. Fuck, it's looking right at me. Doctor, is it moving? D8432. No, it's just staring at me. Fuck, it's creepy. Doctor, please approach and further illuminate the entity. D8432. Fuck, I don't want to fucking... The face jerks forward about 50 centimeters directly toward D8432. D8432. Fuck! Redacted. D8432 enters a panic state and rapidly ascends SCP-087. D8432 reaches the ground floor in 18 minutes, at which time he collapses and passes out. There is no sign of SCP-087-1. Review of the footage indicates an equal number of flights and steps ascending as descending. Audio of the crying and pleading remains at the same volume until the last flight, at which point it ceases. Medical reports indicate collapse was a result of the rapid ascension of the stairs, causing fatigue. Man's ran up 50 flights of stairs in 18 minutes. I don't think I could do 50 flights in an hour. That's a lot of stairs. There's 13 steps per flight. That's insane. Feel the burn and the panic. Yes, indeed. Oh, the hat is gone. Or time has expired. Document 0872. D9035 is a 28-year-old African-American male of strong build. Psychological background indicates no abnormalities except an extreme hatred for women. Subject has an extensive record of data expunged. D9035 is equipped with a 100-watt flood lamp with battery power capable of lasting 24 hours, a handheld camcorder fitted with a transmission stream, and an audio headset for communication with Dr. Redacted at control. D9035 is also equipped with a backpack containing 100 small LED lights with adhesive backs and battery lives of approximately 3 weeks. Lights turn on and off by compressing them. There's a joke there about playing League of Legends when I'm above that. What? About the flights of stairs? Oh, hates with. Oh. Keep up. Well, I can't read this and chat at the same time. Only got 2 eyeballs and they gotta go in the same direction. I can't. I'm not a chameleon. Is there a chameleon VTuber? There's gotta be one. I want to see a chameleon VTuber with eyes that go 2 different directions. That would be funny. D9035 shines the flood lamp down the first flight of stairs. Despite the extra wattage, the light does not illuminate beyond the 9th step. D9035. You want me to go down there, Doc? Doctor. Please shine your flood lamp outside of SCP-087 to verify it's functioning properly. D9035 shines the light into the hallway. Comparison with the footage from Exploration 1 confirms it is indeed brighter. Doctor. Thank you. Please continue to the first landing. D9035. Hey, Doc, I know what you said and all, but I don't think I want to go there. Doctor, please continue to the first landing. D9035. Doc, look, Doctor, interrupting. As per our earlier conversation, please continue to the first landing. D9035 pauses for 18 seconds, then descends 13 steps to the first landing and stops. D9035. Is that a kid? Doctor, please remove one of the adhesive lights and affix it to the wall on the landing. D9035. Doc, you hear that? Is there a kid down there? Doctor, that's unconfirmed. Please affix an adhesive light to the wall and verify it functions. D9035 hesitates, then removes one of the lights from his backpack and adheres it to the wall. He presses on the light and it turns on. Doctor, please turn off your flood lamp. D9035 hesitates again before turning off the lamp. The LED light illuminates the landing, but does not extend beyond the first step either way. Doctor, thank you. You may turn your flood lamp back on. Please continue to descend. At each landing, affix an LED light to the wall and turn it on. If you notice anything unusual, please report it. D9035 turns the flood lamp back on, then descends the next flight of stairs. As he sets foot on the landing, the audio picks up sounds of pleading and crying, consistent with those of the first exploration. Doctor, can you still hear the previously reported audio? D9035. Yeah. She sounds about 150, maybe 200 meters down. Am I supposed to get her? Look, Doc, I don't do good with kids. Doctor, please place the light and continue down until you notice anything unusual. The subject adheres to the light to the wall and turns it on, then continues to the next landing. He adheres the third LED to the wall and turns it on. D9035 continues in this manner for the next 25 flights before stopping. D9035. I don't think I'm getting any closer to the kid, Doc. Doctor, how far below would you estimate the source of the sound to be? D9035. Same as before, 150 to 200 meters down. Doctor, thank you. Please proceed. D9035 continues in the same fashion for the next 24 flights. At the 51st landing, he stops. Footage shows an arced gouge in the concrete wall, estimated to be approximately 50 centimeters long and 10 centimeters wide. The first step down from the landing appears to be completely smashed into rubble. D9035. You see that? Doctor. Yes. Can you please describe what you see? D9035. Looks like something smashed at the wall. And the step over here is all crumbled up and stuff. The slash mark looks really smooth. D9035 touches the gouge mark. D9035. Yeah, it's smooth. Feels like glass. Doctor. Thank you. Please continue down. D9035. Look, Doc, I think I've gone far enough. Doctor. Please continue, as per our agreement. D9035. I don't want to be doing this agreement or not. Data expunged. D9035 steps over the destroyed step and continues down the staircase. Nothing is notable at the next landing. D9035 adheres an LED light to the wall and continues in the same fashion for another 38 flights. The sound of the crying and pleading still has not gotten closer. D9035 is on the 89th landing, and 74 minutes have elapsed from the beginning of the exploration. Subject is estimated to be 350 meters below the initial platform. D9035. I feel like the kid's just trying to lure me down here, Doc. I think it's time for me to... Doctor. D9035 stops talking and moves. Stops talking and moving as the flood lamp illuminates SCP-087-1. The face is staring directly at D9035, again indicating awareness of the subject's presence. Although SCP-087-1 appears to be unmoving, its location is 38 flights below the initial encounter in Exploration 1, indicating it is mobile. Doctor, is there a reason you stopped? D9035, unresponsive. D9035's breathing grows labored. SCP-087-1 remains immobile for an additional 13 seconds. SCP-087-1 blinks. D9035, yelling, incomprehensible. SCP-087-1 jerks forward until it is approximately 90 centimeters from D9035. Subject turns and flees up the stairs. Doctor, please relax and calm down. Turn around. We need a closer look at the face. D9035 ignores Doctor and continues rapid ascent. He continues to scream incomprehensibly. Doctor. D9035, can you hear me? Please slow down. D9035 is unresponsive and continues rapidly climbing the stairs. His screaming diminishes to babbling. After ascending 72 flights, D9035 collapses on the 17th landing. Doctor. D9035, can you hear me? D9035 is unresponsive, but labored breathing can be heard through the audio feed. For the next 14 minutes, D9035 is immobile. The visual feed is black, and the audio picks up only the subject's breathing and the continuous pleading coming from below. After 14 minutes and 32 seconds of unchanging visual and audio feeds, the sound of a rapid heartbeat not consistent with a human heartbeat, and a low cracking noise is heard. 7 seconds later, D9035 gasps and revives, continuing his ascent of the stairs rapidly and wordlessly. The heartbeat and cracking cease, and nothing abnormal is detected on the visual feed. He remains unresponsive. D9035 exits SCP-087 and sits on the floor outside of the entrance. D9035 then enters a catatonic state from which he has not yet recovered. That sounds pleasant, doesn't it? Me too. Me too. Exploration 3. D9884 is a 23-year-old female of average build and appearance. Psychological background indicates a history of depression. Subject has a minimal record of using excessive force to data expunged. D9884 is equipped with a 75-watt flood lamp with battery power capable of lasting 24 hours, a handheld camcorder fitted with a transmission stream, and an audio headset for communication with Dr. Redacted at control. D9884 is also equipped with a backpack containing 3.75 liters of water, 15 nutrient bars, and 1 thermal blanket. D9884 stands on the ground level landing of SCP-087. The flood lamp illuminates only the first 9 steps. LED lights placed on the wall during the last exploration are not visible. Doctor: please descend the first flight and examine the landing wall. D9884 descends 13 steps and stops at the landing. There is no trace of the LED light at the location. Footage from Exploration 2 indicates it was placed. Should be a character named Dr. Redacted just to make the reading these more frustrating? True. Last name Redacted. First name Data. Dr. Data Redacted. D9884. Yeah, it's just a dirty concrete wall. There's like nothing on it. Oh, wait. It's a little bit sticky right here. D9884 indicates the spot on the wall the LED light should have been located. D9884. There's a child crying down there. She's begging for help and crying. Doctor: thank you. Please continue down the steps until you notice anything unusual. D9884 descends. Upon reaching the next landing, audio of the crying child consistent with the prior 2 explorations is picked up. No LED lights appear to be present on any of the landing walls. D9884 continues with no incident until she reaches the 17th landing. D9884. Ew, there's something on the ground here and it smells really bad. It's all sticky and stuck on my shoe. Ugh, it's so gross. Video feed confirms presence of substance occupying a space approximately 50 centimeters in diameter. Doctor: can you describe the scent? D9884. It kind of smells like old rusty metal and pee. Doctor: thank you. Please continue until you notice anything else. D9884 continues to the 51st landing without incident. The 51st landing remains unchanged from the previous expedition, and similar observations are made. D9884 is asked again to descend until anything unusual is noticed. Subject continues her descent until the 89th landing is reached. The video feed jerks and the subject yells. Ah, fuck! There's a hole in the ground and I almost fell in. Video feed confirms the presence of a hole approximately 1 meter in diameter. The subject shines the floodlight down, revealing only blackness. Approximately 4 seconds pass, and a light of an indeterminate distance down the hole flicks on for approximately 2 seconds, and then back off. D9884. There's a light down there. It's gone now, but it was on for like a second. Did you see it? Doctor: yes. Can you estimate the depth of this hole? D9884. No way. It's too deep. At least 1 kilometer. Like, way more than 1 kilometer. Doctor: thank you. Can you still hear the sounds of the child? D9884. Nuh-uh. She still sounds... She still sounds far away. I don't feel like I'm getting any closer. It's like for every step I take, she takes 1 down. Doctor: please continue down until you encounter anything unusual. D9884 continues to descend SCP-087 for approximately an hour, covering an additional 164 flights. She stops to rest on the 253rd landing, consuming 1 nutrient bar and several gulps of water. D9884 is at an estimated 1.1 kilometers below the initial landing. Yet the sound of the child has not changed in volume. After pausing for 4 minutes, D9884 resumes her descent, making no stops for another 216 flights. 1.5 hours later, D9884 is on the 469th landing, an approximate 1.8 kilometers below the ground level. D9884. I'm not getting anywhere. I think it's time I went back. I mean, going down is one thing, but this is a long climb back. Doctor, you have been provided with food, water, and blankets to last you 24 hours. Please continue down. D9884. No, I think I'm going to go back up. D9884 turns toward the previous flight of stairs. D9884. Screams. SCP-087-1, the face, is directly behind D9884, blocking her ascent. The face appears approximately 30 centimeters from the lens of the camera. Its eyes are fixed directly on the lens, this time looking not at the subject, but at the person viewing the video feed. The video feed glitches and freezes for 4 seconds, accompanied by a static-like screeching noise from the audio feed. It then cuts to bumpy visuals of D9884 descending the stairs rapidly. D9884, panicked and hysterical. It's been following me! This whole time it's been right behind me! Oh god, it's right behind me! It was looking right at me! Doctor, please do something to help me! Oh god, no, please get it away! No, please, I knew it was following me! Help make it leave, please! No, it was looking at me, it was staring at me, I knew it was here! It's been watching me this whole time! Oh god, please, please help me, oh please! This continues in a similar fashion until the end. D9884 continues to scream and plead hysterically as she rapidly descends the staircase. Previously heard static-like screeching seems to overlay the audio feed, beneath which can still be heard the original sound of the crying child. Approximately 14 flights down, the video feed swings to show the area directly behind D9884. The face is now approximately 20 centimeters from the camera lens. It is not staring at the subject, rather it is fixated on the camera lens, giving the illusion it is making eye contact with those viewing the footage. It is important to note that since the sighting of SCP-087-1, the sound of the girl crying and pleading has been increasing in volume, indicating D9884 is nearing the source. After an approximate 150 panicked flights of descent with 3 visual confirmations of SCP-087-1 still in pursuit, D9884 trips and appears to fall unconscious. Audio feed indicates strong proximity to the source of the crying. The static and screeching noise continue. Video feed shows yet another descending flight of stairs, indicating D9884 still has not yet reached the base of the stairwell. 12 seconds of motionlessness pass before the face comes in full view of the camera, eye contact being made directly with the viewer. Audio and video feeds cut out, and no connection is re-established. As for what happened in Exploration 4, it seems we will never know. Lots of data on this one. Very exciting. Very, spooktacular. There's the face. No nostrils, no mouth, no pupils. Just there. In the darkness. Moving upward numerically in order. Next we have SCP-096, aka the Shy Guy. He's another favorite of mine. Gotta really maintain my hydration levels this stream. It's gonna be all talking. SCP-096. Object Class, Euclid. Every one that we've gone through so far has been Euclid class. For those unaware, classes range from Safe, Keter, and Euclid. Euclid basically means if you encounter it, you're expected to die. Or worse. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-096 is to be contained in its cell, a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter airtight steel cube, at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks or holes are mandatory. There are to be absolutely no video surveillance or optical tools of any kind inside SCP-096's cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detectors to ensure SCP-096's presence inside the cell. Any and all photos, videos, or recordings of SCP-096's likeness are strictly forbidden without approval from Dr. Redacted and O5 Redacted. Description: SCP-096 is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. Subject shows very little muscle mass, with preliminary analysis of body mass suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigmentation, with no sign of any body hair. SCP-096's jaw can open to 4 times the norm of an average human. Other facial features remain similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of pigmentation. It is not yet known whether SCP-096 is blind or not. It shows no signs of any higher brain functions, and is not considered to be sapient. SCP-096 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors inside its cell indicating it spends most of the day pacing by the eastern wall. However, when someone views SCP-096's face, whether it be directly, via video recording, or even a photograph, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress. SCP-096 will cover its face with its hands and begin screaming, crying, and babbling incoherently. Approximately 1 to 2 minutes after the first viewing, SCP-096 will begin running to the person who viewed its face, who will from this point on be referred to as SCP-096-1. Documented speeds have varied from 35 km an hour to redacted kilometers per hour, and seems to depend on distance from SCP-096-1. At this point, no known material or method can impede SCP-096's progress. The actual position of SCP-096-1 does not seem to affect SCP-096's response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-096-1's location. Note, this reaction does not occur when viewing artistic depictions. See Document 096-1. Upon arriving at SCP-096-1's location, SCP-096 will proceed to kill and data expunged SCP-096-1. 100% of cases have left no traces of SCP-096-1. SCP-096 will then sit down for several minutes before regaining its composure and becoming docile once again. It will then attempt to make its way back to its natural habitat, data redacted. Due to the possibility of a mass chain reaction, including breach of Foundation secrecy and large civilian loss of life, retrieval of subjects should be considered alpha priority. Dr. Redacted has also petitioned for immediate termination of SCP-096. See Interview 096-1. Order is awaiting approval. Strike-through. Termination order has been approved and is to be carried out by Dr. Redacted on data redacted. See Incident 096-1-A. Audio log from Interview 096-1. Interviewer, Dr. Redacted. Interviewed: Captain Redacted, former commander of Retrieval Team Zulu 9A. Retrieval Incident Number 096-1-A. Begin log. Redacted. Time. Research area. Redacted. Captain. It always sucks ass to get initial retrieval duty. You have no idea what the damn thing is capable of besides what jacked up information the field techies can scrape up. And you're lucky if they even tell you the whole story. They told us to bag and tag. Didn't tell us jack shit about not looking at the damn thing. Doctor. Could you describe the mission, please? Captain. Yeah, sorry. We had 2 choppers, one with my team and one on backup with Zulu 9B and Dr. Redacted. We spotted the target about 2 clicks north of our patrol path. I'm guessing he wasn't facing our direction, else he would have taken us out then and there. Doctor. Your report says SCP-096 didn't react to the cold. It was negative, redacted, degrees Celsius. Captain. Actually, it was negative, redacted. And yes, it was butt naked and didn't so much as shiver. Anyway, we landed, approached the target, and then Corporal Redacted got ready to bag it. That's when Dr. Redacted called. I turned to answer it, and that's what saved me. The target must have turned, my whole squad saw it. Target must have turned and my whole squad saw it. Dr. Redacted. That's when SCP-096 entered an agitated emotional state. Captain. Yep. Interviewed now pauses for a second before continuing. Sorry. Got the willies for a second. Doctor. That's alright. Captain. Yeah. Well, I never saw its face. My squad did, and they paid for it up the ass. Doctor. Could you describe it a little more, please? Captain. Pauses. Yeah. It started screaming at us, and crying. Not animal roaring, though. It sounded exactly like a person. Really fucking creepy. We started firing when it picked up Corporal Redacted, and ripped off his leg. God, he was screaming for our help. Fucking A. Anyway, we were blowing chunks out of the target, round after round. Didn't do jack shit. I almost lost it when it started data expunged. Him. Doctor. That's when you ordered the use of an... Papers heard moving. AT-4 HEDT launcher. Captain. An anti-tank gun. Started carrying it ever since SCP Redacted got loose. I've seen those tear through tanks like tissue paper. Did the same thing to the target. Doctor. There was significant damage to SCP-096. Captain. It didn't even fucking flinch. It kept tearing apart my squad, but with half of its torso gone. He draws a large half circle across his torso. Doctor. But it was taking damage? Captain. If it wasn't showing it. It must have lost all its organs, all its blood, but it didn't acknowledge any of it. Its bone structure wasn't hurt at all. It kept tearing my squad apart. Doctor. So no actual structural damage. How many rounds would you say were fired at SCP-096? Captain. At the least, 1,000. Our door gunner kept his GAU-19 on it for at least 20 seconds. 20 fucking seconds! That's 650 caliber rounds pumped into the thing. Might as well be spitting at it. Doctor. This is when Zulu 9B arrived? Captain. Yeah, and my squad was gone. Zulu 9B managed to get the bag over its head, and it just sat down. We got into the chopper and got it here. I don't know how I never saw its face. Maybe God or Buddha or whoever thought I should live. The jackass. Doctor. We have obtained an artist's depiction of SCP-096's face. Would you like to view it? Captain. You know, after hearing that thing's screams and the screams of my men, I don't think I want to put a face to what I heard. No. Just... no. Alright, I believe we're done here. Thank you, Captain. Chairs are heard moving and footsteps leaving the room. Captain Redacted is confirmed to have left interview room 22. Doctor. Let this be on record that I am formally requesting SCP-096 be terminated as soon as possible. and log. You like to view it. You're built different. All right. Google image search. I curse you. I condemn you. Although... Hey, hello? Excuse me? Technically, all of these could be considered artistic depictions, and therefore would not necessarily affect you. Or rather, have not been shown to affect anyone, because these are all... Technically, these are all 3D models or 2D artwork, which do not affect you in the same way that actually seeing it or photograph of it or video feed would. Oh, would similarly affect you. That's one of the reasons that we like. It's one of the reasons that I like the SCP stuff. I'm not super into it. I haven't like perused the wiki at my leisure exactly, but it all works in universe, and most, if not all of it, takes care to work out of universe too. Every depiction that you see of SCP-096 is technically an artistic rendition. And the popularity of the SCP Foundation wiki and games and art based on the SCPs only further bury what may in fact be real photographic evidence of the SCP. And I find that fascinating and very fun to think about. I like the SoundCloud one. I didn't notice that one. Alright, I'm gonna take a small break. Because, boy, I've been talking for basically an hour straight. Which is very hard to do. I'm gonna probably put in an order for some food. Taking suggestions. Had sushi last night, so probably not that. Duck Chinese food. I don't know if I've ever had duck. It's my go-to when I don't cook. Yeah, I hear that. Ever had duck? I don't think so. If I had, it was one time, and I don't remember. Pretty alright. It's good to hear. I don't know if I can get it on like DoorDash or Uber Eats or anything. I don't know. I don't know if any of the local places that I know about. Usually they'll just like take out orders. I don't know how many of them do delivery app stuff. They're bastard animals, so they deserve to be eaten. What the fuck? Huh? Ducks are historic dickheads. I know that, like, geese are just assholes all the time. But I don't know about ducks. Ducks seem pretty chill. Perhaps I've been deluding myself. It does not appear that any of the places on the app serve duck. Or at least not for delivery, I don't know. Maybe some other time. Alright. And food is on the way. Let's stretch. Make sure to hydrate. You know, I always got that gamer subs on me. I need to order some more caffeine-free flavors. I've run out of caffeine-free pyro power, and I'm sad. It's like the best flavor. It's so mild and chill and consistent. It's like the best flavor. Did we miss any? We did. Hold on. Because there's other stuff here. Document 096-1. Haven't ordered it yet. Well, they just had another drop recently with a new flavor of the AFK stuff too, and I want to try that because it's lemon blueberry, and I like that. I don't know why I should not be, like, talking it up, but man, I drink so much of it. Hello, blueberry, yeah. I like the unique flavors, because a lot of the flavors that they have are like cherry or like either cherry or like another big kind of berry flavor. They got a lot of mango, I think. Mango and other stuff, cherry and other stuff type flavors. Like a little variety. Document 096-1 of Experiment 096-1. Experiment 096-1 is headed by Dr. Dan. Purpose is to test SCP-096's abilities while obtaining complete physical description of SCP-096. D9031 is a 32-year-old convicted felon and former tattoo artist. D9031 is placed inside bathysphere 303-A, which is then lowered in the Tonga Trench off the coast of New Zealand. Position is approximately redacted kilometers from SCP-096's temporary containment cell at site redacted. The following was recorded via video surveillance inside bathysphere 303-A, between it and Dr. Dan's control site on the New Zealand mainland. Bathysphere 303-A reaches final depth of 10,800 meters. D9031. It stopped. What now? Dr. Dan. Do you feel fine? No sickness, anything? D9031. My ears hurt. Dr. Dan. That should be expected. Now, on your left shoulder, should be a steel container. Open it, and there will be a manila folder holding several photographs. Open it, and describe the first photograph, please. D9031 complies. The camera is located so that the photograph cannot be seen. D9031. Nothing. It's an empty cell. Dr. Dan. Thank you. Please set this photograph face down in the receptacle to your right and look at the next photograph. D9031. It's the same cell, but there's a foot in it, I think. Dr. Dan. Describe it, please. D9031. It's pale and bony. Sort of creepy, actually. Dr. Dan. Place the photograph in the receptacle, face down, and look at the next one. D9031. Okay. Oh, shit. Dr. Dan. Describe the photograph. D9031. It's some creepy-ass person. Dr. Dan. Describe the photograph, please. D9031. Hell, man. He's pale, has white eyes, and something fucked up is happening with his mouth. What the hell is this thing? At this point, approximately 13:32 Standard Time, Dr. Dan and Experiment Control is notified that SCP-096 has breached containment. The fastest path to SCP-096-1 has been cleared of civilians and other image-capturing devices, and SCP-096 is now being tracked by satellites via tracking collar. Dr. Dan. On your right, there should be another steel container. Open it. SCP-096-1. It's a pad of paper and pencil. Dr. Dan. Yes, please. Please draw a sketch of the photograph you saw. SCP-096-1 mumbles an expletive and spends the next 20 minutes drawing a sketch of the photograph. At the time of completion, SCP-096 is confirmed to be redacted, kilometers away from SCP-096-1. SCP-096-1. I'm done. Dr. Dan. Good. Place the drawing in the receptacle on your left and close the door. SCP-096-1 complies, and the sketch leaves Bathysphere 303-A in a watertight buoyancy container. The other photographs are then incinerated in the onboard incinerator. SCP-096-1. What now? Dr. Dan. Please stand by. 40 minutes pass. SCP-096 is now confirmed to be at SCP-096-1's position and is diving. Transponder signal ends at 9,339 meters as pressure goes beyond device's operational limits. The camera shows the bathysphere shaking slightly. From SCP-096-1's reaction, it is assumed SCP-096 is on the hull and is visible through the viewport. SCP-096-1. Oh, fuck! Shit, what the fuck is that? Video and audio feed is cut, as the hull of the Bathysphere 303-A is breached. SCP-096 is recovered by Surface Recovery Team Foxtrot 303-A without incident. A sketch of SCP-096 is also recovered, and a quick test confirms no hostile reaction from SCP-096. Sketch is sent to Experiment Control on New Zealand. while SCP-096 is moved to permanent containment. And my favorite thing about that? Halfway through the documentation, D9031 is nonchalantly referred to as 096-1. No single reference is made to the change in nomenclature. The document simply changes as soon as it occurs. Love that. D9031 is no longer Foundation personnel. They are SCP-096-1. They are no longer human. They are merely a victim, a test subject. Love that. We've also got a report on Incident 096-1-A. My favorite SCP is the one you can't take about without using the wrong wards. Fascinating. Pros and cons of the job. SCP Phantom has breached containment. Oh shit! Recommended action: run away if spotted and contact containment teams immediately. Uh-oh. Get a cognito hazard on the loose. He's a ghost. Alright. Trying to stay adequately lubricated in the larynx here, but but boy, is there a lot of reading going on. I dare say more than a visual novel, which is crazy to think about. Favorite is the moth salesman and the drink machine. I think the drink machine is one of the ones that is one of my is 294. Yeah, that's on the list. That's my favorite one. Pineapple and mango. I'll have to keep that in mind. Not a big fan of mango, but pineapple I don't mind. Incident 096-1A. So containment has been attained? Yes, Doctor. Let me see the security footage. Begin log. A large steel cube is shown in the middle of a research lab, which is teeming with a dozen or so researchers. In view of the camera is a control booth, displaying readings from the various sensors inside the cube. Fast forward 1 minute 32 seconds. The control booth operator leans forward, alerted to the various readings on the sensors. Approximately 5 seconds later, a steel wall in the containment cube receives a sizable dent bending outward. The dent becomes larger before breaking. SCP-096 is seen bending the steel away, frantically trying to escape. Emergency plates drop on the cube as a containment breach is sounded. The security tape has SCP-096's face blurred out as per containment protocol. 2 security teams enter the room as SCP-096 breaks out of containment. Live rounds and tranquilizer darts are fired to no visible effect. Approximately 90% of researchers and security personnel have directly viewed SCP-096's face, and a Code Lima is declared. Code Lima or Code Lima? Like lima bean. You said recommendations? Sure, yeah. Go for it. I do consider visiting the 2024 SCP Anthology page. Ooh, I was not aware of such a thing. Where were we? Code Lima is declared. The room and surrounding areas are sealed and flushed with redacted class nerve agent. Approximately 2 minutes later, SCP-096 breaches research site redacted and travels redacted kilometers per hour through the outside desert, traveling redacted. End log. Anthology. I'll get back to that in a second. Echo Romeo was assigned to immediate containment breach. When we realized just how big a breach we were dealing with, we were completely overwhelmed. Funny how even the best and brightest minds in the world can be so unprepared. So you're saying it's your own fault? Absolutely not. This was a new discovery in SCP-096's behavior. We had no way to know, and we're lucky it didn't turn into an XK. Thank you very much for the follow. That sound scared me. Oh, it just seems loud. Everything... Oh, I think I had my volume turned up, that's why. Jump scare. Everything's a jump scare. Oh, it's so spooky. Oh yeah, because Kaga and I use the same sound effects from Kingdom Hearts. Jump scare, you're actually streaming. 'Tis the season, exactly. 'Tis the season to get spooky. Also, 'tis the season to be sneezing. That's why I gotta take my allergy medication. Like, I gotta like actually take it because it sucks. I can't just like not take it and be like, I'll be fine, because it's rough out there. The leaves are falling already. The leaves started falling before fall even actually technically happened. Every time of year. I like it a lot, but it just, my allergies are the worst in the fall. They're bad in springtime too, but they're way worse in fall. Summer's fine, winter's the best. I do just love fall aesthetically, though. It's really hard to beat. Begin log. Helm cam footage from ER-1. Footage from inside a UH-60 shows SCP-096 on the desert floor, moving at considerable speed. ERA. This is Echo Romeo Actual. We have visual of the target. Unintelligible. At data expunged knots and increasing. ERA listens to the radio as orders, identified as coming from Dr. Dan, are relayed. SCP-096 can be seen slowly gaining speed. ERA motions off camera. ER-3 appears, holding a modified XM500 anti-material rifle. 2 shots are fired. The first misses, and the second hits SCP-096 in the lower leg. SCP-096 stumbles but recovers. Speed change is insignificant. ERA, unintelligible. Repeat, no effect on target. ERA motions to ER-3 again. ER-3 fires 3 more shots. The first 2 miss, and the third hits SCP-096 in the head. SCP-096 falls, skids, and rolls several times, reducing its speed minimally. SCP-096 rolls to its feet and continues unabated. Camera pans up to see 8 V-22 Ospreys, belonging to MTF Tau-1, flying overhead and past the helicopters on the same outbound vector as SCP-096. Camera cuts out. End log. 096 kind of a badass. Bro is teching missiles. Oh, this is there's a lot going on here. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1-A. Dr. Oleski appears very calm, determined, and answers all questions slowly and deliberately. Interviewer. Where were you exactly at the time of the breach? Dr. Oleski. On break, getting a cup of coffee. It was pure luck I wasn't caught in the containment area. Interviewer. Describe your actions directly after the containment breach. Dr. Oleski. I sent Echo Romeo after SCP-096 and alerted Dr. Dan to the situation. We then set upon the task of locating SCP-096-1 once the general direction of SCP-096 was determined. I sent Mobile Task Force Tau-1 ahead to evacuate the civilian population centers in SCP-096's path, all according to containment protocol. End log. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1-B. Dr. Daniel, Dan, redacted, sits patiently. On the table in front of him is what looks to be a set of modified night vision goggles. Interviewer. For the record, what were you doing exactly during SCP-096's containment breach? Dr. Dan. In the data-expunged mountain range, trying to find some more information on SCP-096's origins. It was a quick research expedition, so I left Dr. Oleski in charge of containment. He is competent enough, if a bit eager, and has proved himself in the past. This is all confirmed by the various related paperwork, so don't go thinking, interviewer. It was just for the record, Doctor. Now, knowing that SCP-096 is immune to all known forms of damage while in an enraged state, why would you order the sniper attacks from the emergency response team? Dr. Dan. Why not? If there was a chance to slow down SCP-096 and give MTF Tau 1 more time, then we had to try it. It put ER in no danger, and the choppers were in danger of being outrun anyway. Honestly, ER could do little else to help or harm the situation. Interviewer. I see. Now, could you explain this? Interviewer motions to the goggles lying on the table. Dr. Dan. Yes, this is Project Scramble, an eyepiece we assigned to ER and MTF Tau 1, designed by Dr. Oleski and myself specifically for SCP-096. It carries a small microprocessor which constantly analyzes the viewing field for the facial features of SCP-096. Facial recognition software inside instantly identifies them, scrambling the image into an unrecognizable mess before the light reaches the human eye. It's quite ingenious, really. Interviewer. And expensive. Dr. Dan. Very. Which is why it's such a shame it didn't work. End log. Bro, that's good writing. Which is why it's such a shame it didn't work is such a line, dude. Oh, that's so good. I love that. I'm sorry if I'm robbing the impact by breaking immersion a little bit, but like, dude, come on, that was cool. Time to fight blind. Yeah, it's the spray and pray method. Hold on, I gotta check on my food really quick. Excellent. Begin log. Audio transcript between MTF Tau 1 and modified EG3 Sentry AWACS, call sign Big Brother. MTF T1. Ospreys in the air, moving, data expunged, at data expunged. Awaiting vector. Big Brother. Electronics online, cruising altitude reached. Uploading program scramble to all camera systems. Cameras online. Big Brother is now watching. Funny. MTF T1. What outbound vector is the target currently heading? Big Brother. Target is currently westbound, traveling on... Shit. Yeah, he's on the I-40. I think he just flipped a semi. Outbound vector is... Data expunged. Degrees by data expunged. Next town on this vector is... Data expunged. I'd say a couple 100 kilometers. Shit. MTF, we're suggesting Echo Romeo begin evacuating the I-40. I don't know how many cars the target has wrecked. MTF T1. Hold 1. That's a negative, Big Brother. ER is reporting that the target is outrunning her choppers. They can't get ahead of him. Big Brother. Then get them to stop the motorists on the other lane. I don't know how many people have been seeing this thing's face. End log. Yeah, semi as in semi-truck, yeah. Like an 18-wheeler, the big long ones. The first 3 elements of Tau 1 succeeding in gathering the townsfolk in the first 3 towns without incident. SCP-096-1 was confirmed to not be in any of these when SCP-096 ran through each in turn without stopping. However, a video log in MTF Tau shows SCP-096-1 being identified in the town of Data Expunged and the ensuing incident. Show it. Begin log. Helmcam footage from Element 4 of MTF Tau 1 in the town of Data Expunged. Most of the townspeople are gathered in the square, all blindfolded. Helicopters sweep the town. Indistinct orders are heard over loudspeakers from both the helicopters and ground personnel. MTF-T1 over Taucom radio and loudspeakers. Target is entering proximity zone. All units activate scramble gear and begin crowd control procedures. All civilians are not to move from their spot or remove their blindfolds. If you move or touch your blindfold, you will be shot. I repeat, all civilians are. Orders are drowned out by a loud shriek coming from outside the camera's view. Approximately 2 kilometers away, SCP-096 is seen to be coming over the crest of the hills. It tries to slow down on the descent, but trips and tumbles down at high speed, crashing through several houses before regaining its footing almost without delay. Unknown voice over loudspeakers. Unintelligible. Civilians are not to move. You will be shot, I repeat. Unintelligible. Several shots are heard, none of which are directed at SCP-096. SCP-096 stops for 1 second before running into the crowd of townsfolk, throwing many aside and trampling more. More shots are heard as the crowd begins dispersing. The loudspeakers unintelligible under the vocalizations of SCP-096. SCP-096 locates SCP-096-1, a middle-aged man, and the camera views from SCP-096 grabbing him before it is hit by a fleeing townsperson and is dislocated from the helmet. End log. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1-C. Major Jack Wilford, current commander of MTF Tau 1. I was looking through SCP-096-1's house with my squad. Poor bastard was a semi-pro mountaineer. Took a trip to the Redacted. Apparently, he took a snapshot of the landscape, and just happened to catch SCP-096 in the background. Wilford holds up 4 fingers for emphasis. 4 pixels. 4 fucking pixels. I doubt the guy even knew what he saw. He was probably just looking at the picture one day, noticed an off-color patch of snow, and went on with his day. Interviewer. How did you find it? Wilford. Our scramble gear picked it up right away. The lieutenant got the picture and took it down to the chopper before I ever got to see it. By then, the damn monster had taken down Big Brother and it had peeled open the former Major Striker. All hell was breaking loose. Interviewer. So the scramble gear was ineffective? Wilford. Ineffective? The goddamn scramble were pieces of shit that killed the whole damn task force. You know the only 3 people are alive besides me? All because some... I'm not going to say that word on stream. All because some egghead thought of a state-of-the-art countermeasure to SCP-096's hostile reaction. Those bloody idiots could have just put a bag over the target's head and be done with it, but no. We had to use state-of-the-fucking-art scramble. End log. I wasn't expecting that. It tripped me up a little bit. There's the photo. Yeah, D colon, not colon D. There you go. Very, very, very different, very, very different expressions. We got there. Wildly different reactions. Anyway, picture secured by MTF Tau, SCP-096, circled in yellow, blocked out. He was all the way back there. They have covered the 4 pixels which he took up. That was enough. That was enough. Not the taking of the photo, the noticing of that particular square of pixels is what caused the containment breach. Can't look at it at all. The only thing that is safe is artistic renditions. If you look at it directly, you're done. If you look at it through a camera feed, you're done. If you look at it through a photograph, you're done. And as has been seen while we were reading, you are henceforth referred to as SCP-096-1 and left for dead, essentially. You are written off by the Foundation. I think I'd be fine. I'm gonna do it. All right, let me know how it goes. Begin log. Dr. Dan. What did that fucker call me? Dr. Dan pushes back from the table and begins standing up. I'll show that goddamn son of a bitch what an egghead is after I bash open his... Interviewee begins shouting and cursing. 2 guards enter the room and push Dr. Dan back into the seat. Interviewer. Do we need to administer a sedative, Doctor? Dr. Dan takes a breath and smooths his coat. Dr. Dan. No, I apologize. Scramble was really an ingenious idea. However, it was a failure because we did not fully know how SCP-096 worked. You see, as the chip inside Scramble picked up SCP-096's facial features and began scrambling them, there was a split second of uninterrupted light flow to the retina. Computers are fast, but not as fast as light, so there was a split-second image of SCP-096's direct face sent to the brain. It wasn't even consciously received, but apparently it was enough to trigger the hostile reaction in SCP-096. Interviewer. So, with this report of the photograph, Dr. Dan, that's the most disturbing part of this whole incident. You know when the former SCP-096-1 went on his mountain trip? 1990X. That's redacted years of that photo hanging there before he saw SCP-096. Since the brain doesn't need to be aware that it is viewing SCP-096's face to trigger the reaction, there can be ticking time bombs hidden literally anywhere in the world. How many photographs are out there containing SCP-096, just going unnoticed, waiting for the careful eye? As I said before, I want this thing terminated now. End log. Yeah, 1990X is right before they built Mega Man. That's true. That's the one. What is it? It is a photograph of... What if a photograph of a photograph is taken into a mirror? That... You can experiment with that. Sign up for the Foundation today. They'll probably make you a scientist and definitely not D-class personnel with which to test this theory upon. Surely. I think it still counts. You sign up. I do hear that the pay is awesome for D-class personnel. However, the likelihood that you survive, less awesome. Good luck. Just a quick question, Doctor. What exactly were you planning on doing there? Major Jack Wilford was a top-notch SBS when we recruited him. I was also a recon corpsman, sir, and was deployed with the Caucasus. Marines beat SBS. No, they don't. Enough, both of you. Moving on. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1-D. Chief Master Sergeant, redacted. Door gunner under Echo Romeo. I got the bag over its head. Interviewer. Yes, you told me that. Could you tell me exactly what transpired? Redacted. It was done with all its... It was sitting there, in the highway. Just got done ripping open a minivan. Interviewee is silent. Interviewer. And? Redacted. Wes landed the chopper. I got out and I bagged it. I put the bag over its head. It got calm, and they took it. Interviewer. So the victims in the minivan were the last to have viewed SCP-096's face. Interviewee is silent. Interviewer. Redacted. Interviewee remained silent for the remainder of the interview and was released. He was later found in his bunk room, having committed suicide via hanging with a makeshift rope. A half-crushed pacifier was found in his fist. End log. Oh. Okay. There was a baby in the minivan. Begin log. Video log 096-1-D. Confiscated tape from news broadcast CNN. The image shows first responders surrounding the remains of a crashed plane over the shoulder of a field reporter. Reporter. The plane, which seems to be military in origin, has no outward markings designating it as part of the U.S. military. While the first responders look for a black box recording, it is thought by police that the plane crashed due to a massive cabin breach in both the cockpit and fuselage. The reporter motions to a large hole in the side of the plane, which several firefighters are climbing inside. Reporter. Paramedics have only found 3 bodies, which is odd for a plane apparently requiring a crew of around 20 men. Police have suggested the reporter is cut off as 3 super stallions are shown hovering overhead, 2 of which land and begin unloading troops belonging to MTF Epsilon. MTF E-1. Shut off the camera. Shut off the motherfuck... End log. Begin log. Dr. Oleski. So, are we finished here? Interviewer. One last question, Doctor. Or statement, as it seems. We find it interesting that there was no break room at research site redacted. Or coffee. Interviewee remains silent. Interviewer. We think it would be best if you begin talking. Remainder of video interview log 096-1-A redacted. End log. I don't see what that has to do with me. There's no reason to play dumb, Doctor. He told us everything. Well, then I guess there's no use feigning anything, is there? Audio recording. 05 hearing. 051. Upon reviewing your testimony and available footage, and the confession of the late Dr. Oleski, it is the unanimous agreement of the 05 that you are to be terminated for your part in the gross breach of SCP-096. Dr. Dan. And I thought you would know the meaning of for the greater good. 051. Do not try my patience, Doctor. Given the incident's scope and potential, the 05 has approved your request for the termination of SCP-096. Given the lack of personnel with understanding of SCP-096, the termination will be entrusted to you, under heavy guard and the personal supervision of me. Your own termination will be scheduled at a later date. End log. That is horrible, Doctor. How could you knowingly... It worked. It was only a matter of time until that happened in a major population center, and its face spread over the world news. I can kill 096, but I've killed myself in the process. Wow! So, Dr. Dan, in coordination with Dr. Oleski, set up a scenario which would cause near catastrophic destruction on behalf of 096 in order to legitimize Dr. Dan's request for 096's termination. Crazy. Fucking crazy. Love that. That's so cool. Shame about all of the people that had to die to make that happen. Because there was a lot. Anyway, we are going to go on a short break. Just reconnect, though. That's a shame, because we're going to go on a short break so that I can retrieve my food and use the bathroom. So, please hold. You've did anthology? Not yet. That'll probably be the next thing. I got 2 other entries I want to do, but we'll probably look at that next, just to see what that is. We will be right back. We'll leave the creepy ambiance on because it's creepier. welcome back. Oh, right. Next we were going to look at the anthology. Woo. What have we here? There's a lot going on here. Hold on. You are about to enter a world of impossibilities. It is a dimension of contradictions, of inconsistencies. It is a realm where the very bedrock of logic has eroded, the foundation giving way into the yawning maw of the unknown, into unmitigated terror, into man's greatest fears. Collected here for your consideration, your introspection, are tales of woe, tales of madness, tragedies whose concerns are the foibles of man. They are depictions of his agony. Every day a new horror, each in turn shorn from the mind of a different member of our fine community, from the Foundation's original architects to those who have only recently joined our ranks. Each file represents a different fear, a unique phobia. Phobias are defined by their irrationality and their persistence despite reason and understanding. They are a disruptive force in one's life, but can be made manageable through exposure. Through confrontation, they can be overcome. Through adversity, one is made strong. We welcome you to the nexus of disparity. We welcome you to the borderless confines. I think this is going to read out the same message. Maybe not.
You are about to enter a world of impossibilities.
I didn't need to read any
It
of
is
that.
a dimension.
Anyway. We got a lot of phobias. The Dionysian. Very Twilight. That was very Twilight Zone, yeah. The Forsake. The Living Failure. The Bloodborne boss. Is this? Oh, there's a new one every day. Oh, that's cool. No, that's me. Lamel. The only thing to fear. Phobophobia. The fear of fear. We've got, ooh. This is interesting. I didn't know about this. This might be something for another day. This might be like... Ooh. There's a lot we could sink our teeth into here. I think maybe this weekend, one of the days that I've scheduled offline, maybe this weekend we do another one of these, or maybe on Wednesday we'll change writing to reading, and we'll do some of these, and then every day from then on, at the top of stream, we can read the new one that comes out. I think that could be a cool idea. Before we do whatever it is we have planned for that day, we read the new one that comes out, and if I take a day off, we'll read the one from that day too. That could be fun. That could be fun. I like that idea. Bookmark this real quick. In the meantime, I'm gonna eat one more singular chicken nugget. Yes, I ordered chicken nuggies. That's right, it's Radical Larry. It's finally time. Love this guy, he's a freak. Yeah, 106 has got a lot of weird shit going on. I'm gonna give it another 2 minutes because we got ads going on right now. It was a poorly timed break before, but I couldn't hold it anymore. I had to go. You know how it is. VTubers and piss is like peanut butter and jelly. Don't AO me. You watch VTubers, they're all piss tubers. We all talk about piss on stream, like on a regular basis. It's weird. Do I not have fucking buh set up in 7TV? It kept all of the booba ones that I deleted, but we don't have fucking buh? Come on, man. What the hell kind of a stream am I running here? This is a disgrace. I just had a sad moment in my brain. I was like, oh, you know who always has really good 7TV emotes? Yuzu. Yuzu's got a lot of them. I should go over there and just copy whatever they have. I wonder if she's streaming tonight. No, she's not. She's going to Japan. I know about this already. Still can't believe what Nintendo did to them. So sad. Yeah. All the girlies except for Vienna, because, well, if you know, you know. It's not my place to talk about it, but we pray for her. Anyway, back into character here, as it were. SCP-106. Object class, Keter. Or Keter. Not entirely sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. We're not going to linger on that. Special containment procedures, Revision 11-6, Revision 11-7, Revision 11-8. No physical interaction with SCP-106 is allowed at any time. All physical interaction must be approved by no less than 2/3 vote from an O5 command. Any such interaction must be undertaken in AR2 maximum security sites after a general non-essential staff evacuation. All staff, research, security, Class D, etc., are to remain at least 60 meters away from the containment cell at all times, except in the event of breach events. SCP-106 is to be contained in a sealed container comprised of lead-lined steel. The container will be sealed within 40 layers of identical material. Each layer is separated by no less than 36 centimeters of empty space. Support struts between layers are to be randomly spaced. Container is to remain suspended no less than 60 centimeters from any surface by ELO-IID electromagnetic supports. A secondary containment area is to be comprised of 16 spherical cells, each filled with various fluids and a random assembly of surfaces and supports. Secondary containment is to be fitted with light systems capable of flooding the entire assembly with no less than 80,000 lumens of light instantly with no direct human involvement. Both containment areas are to remain under 24-hour surveillance. Any corrosion observed on any containment cell surfaces, staff members, or other site locations within 200 meters of SCP-106 are to be reported to site security immediately. Any objects or personnel lost to SCP-106 are to be deemed missing/KIA. No recovery attempts are to be made under any circumstances. Note: continued research and observation have shown that when faced with a highly complex random assemblies of structures, SCP-106 can be confused, showing a marked delay on entry and exit from said structure. SCP-106 has also shown an aversion to direct, sudden light. This is not manifested in any form of physical damage, but a rapid exit into the pocket dimension generated on solid surfaces. Gonna need sunglasses rated for viewing nuclear blasts to be in there with those lights on. Yeah, 80,000 lumens. It's crazy. These observations, along with those of lead aversion and liquid confusion, have reduced the general escape incidence by 43%. The primary cells have also been effective in recovery incidents requiring recall protocol redacted. Observation is ongoing. I've seen a lot of I can only imagine. Watt hours must be fucking enormous. Incalculable, even, for 80,000 watts. Description: SCP-106 appears to be an elderly humanoid with a general appearance of advanced decomposition. This appearance may vary, but the rotting quality is observed in all forms. SCP-106 is not exceptionally agile and will remain motionless for days at a time, waiting for prey. SCP-106 is also capable of scaling any vertical surface and can remain suspended upside down indefinitely. When attacking, SCP-106 will attempt to incapacitate prey by damaging major organs, muscle groups, or tendons, then pull disabled prey into its pocket dimension. SCP-106 appears to prefer human prey items in the 10 to 25 years of age bracket. SCP-106 causes a corrosion effect in all solid matter it touches, engaging a physical breakdown in materials several seconds after contact. This is observed as rusting, rotting, and cracking of materials, and the creation of a black mucus-like substance similar to the material coating SCP-106. This effect is particularly detrimental to living tissues, and is assumed to be a pre-digestion action. Corrosion continues for 6 hours after contact, after which the effect appears to burn out. SCP-106 is capable of passing through solid matter, leaving behind a large patch of its corrosive mucus. SCP-106 is able to vanish inside solid matter, entering what is assumed to be a form of pocket dimension. SCP-106 is then able to exit this dimension from any point connected to the initial entry point. Examples: entering the inner wall of a room and exiting the outer wall, entering a wall and exiting from the ceiling. It is unknown if this is the point of origin for SCP-106 or a simple lair created by SCP-106. Limited observation of this pocket dimension has shown it to be comprised mostly of halls and rooms with data-expunged entry. This activity can continue for days, with some subjected individuals being released for the express purpose of hunting, recapture, data expunged. Addendum: SCP Review Notes. Due to the exceedingly difficult to contain nature of SCP-106, SCP is to be reviewed every 3 months or during a post-breach incident. Physical restraints are impossible, and direct physical damage appears to have no effect on SCP-106. Current SCP as of date redacted resolves around basic observation and immediate response. Previous, more proactive special containment procedures have been recalled due to the events of breaches redacted, 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 and redacted. Notes on behavior. SCP-106 appears to go through long periods of dormancy, in which it will remain completely motionless for up to 3 months. The cause for this is unknown. However, it has been shown that this appears to be used as a lulling tactic. SCP-106 will emerge from this state in a very agitated state, and will attack and abduct staff and cause gross damage to its containment cell and the site at large. Recall protocol, data expunged. SCP-106 appears to hunt and attack based on desire, not hunger. SCP-106 will attack and collect multiple prey items during a hunting behavior event, keeping many alive in the pocket dimension for extended periods of time. SCP-106 has no determinable limit and appears to collect a random number of prey items during an event. The inner dimension accessed by SCP-106 appears to be only accessible by SCP-106. Recordings and transmission devices have been shown to still operate inside this dimension, though recordings and transmissions are very degraded. It appears that SCP-106 will play with captured prey, and appears to have full control of time, space, and perception inside this dimension. SCP-106 appears data expunged. Recall protocol redacted. In the event of a breach event by SCP-106, a human within the 10 to 25 years of age bracket will be prepped for recall, with the compromised containment cell being replaced and restored for use. When the cell is ready, the lure subject will be injured, preferably via the breakage of a long bone, such as the femur, or the severing of a major tendon, such as the Achilles tendon. Lure subject will then be placed in the prepped cell, and the sound emitted by said subject will be transmitted over the site public address system. SCP-106 will typically begin to gravitate toward the lure subject within 10 to 15 minutes after hearing the subject. Should SCP-106 not respond to the initial broadcast, additional physical trauma is to be administered to the lure subject at 25-minute intervals until SCP-106 responds. Multiple lure subjects may be used in the case of major breach events. SCP-106 will typically enter a dormant state after finishing with a lure subject. In addition, subjects may data expunged. Agent redacted after release by SCP-106. Subject had been missing for 2 hours. Subject remained alive for 1 hour after release. That's pretty gross. We got a lot of hyperlinks going on here. Oh my god, there's so much story. Oh, there's so much. I didn't realize. There was so much. There's so many stories. We are not going to read all of those. The ergophobia entry. Well, we'll check those out at a later date. Well, I want to dedicate more time to that because there's already so many stories that are up and ready. And then we're gonna probably do them day by day as they release. That's really cool. I'm so glad you shared that. That's so cool. I had no idea. I'm not exactly a newbie when it comes to SCPs. I've known about them for a long time, but I've never really delved into a lot of the I've never really delved into a lot of the unique ones. I haven't been on, I haven't perused the Foundation wiki or anything. I know about the most popular ones that are featured in like SCP Containment Breach and the ones that people talk about more often. Have you heard of Admonition? I don't think so. Seven, 2, 4, 3. Oh my god. Oh, this is the wrong, right, you gotta go to 8 to get to 7, because 1 is everything from 0 to 1,000 or so. Or 0 to 10,000 or something. 7243. Eh, I don't know about that one. Turn off dark mode? Okay, get ready for the flashbang. Ah! Oh! Huh? I... What? Existential abatement? Oh, oh my god, this is crazy. Look at the size of the scroll bar. I felt like Xehanort opening the Kingdom Hearts door. True. This is wild. 8190. All right. You hooked me. Yeah, weird. I'm actively being jebaited. What the fuck does that mean? Hello? Departmentalized. Like compartmentalized in my brain. Subverting corporate predation. Scroll to the end. But okay, skip. Ah. Lovely. Oh god, this rabbit hole goes way deeper than I thought it did, and I thought it went about 10,000 entries deep. So, goddamn, dude. Looks like the guy from Gravity Falls. What the fuck? What was it, like Bill Cipher or something? Man, I should have watched more cartoons. I watched cartoons when I was like a kid, but like shit like Gravity Falls and Adventure Time, like my brothers watched those growing up, and I was like, nah, I'm too old for cartoons. And turns out they have crazy lore and shit in those shows. Did not know. Did not know about that. Alright. Back to the chill colorations. Okay. This is going to be our final entry for the night, and this is one of my favorites, specifically for one thing that happens in this entry. SCP-294. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. There are no standard special containment procedures on file for item SCP-294. However, only personnel of security clearance level 2 or higher are allowed to interact with it. See document SCP-294-A. SCP-294 is currently being stored in the second floor personnel break room and is monitored by 2 guards of security clearance level 3 at all times. Yeah. Description: Item SCP-294 appears to be a standard coffee vending machine, the only noticeable difference being an entry touchpad with buttons corresponding to an English QWERTY keyboard. Upon depositing 50 cents US currency into the coin slot, the user is prompted to enter the name of any liquid using the touchpad. Upon doing so, a standard 12-ounce paper drinking cup is placed and the liquid indicated is poured. 97 initial test runs were performed, including requests for water, coffee, beer, and soda. Non-consumable liquids such as sulfuric acid, wiper fluid, and motor oil, as well as substances that do not usually exist in liquid state, such as nitrogen, iron, and glass. And each one returned a success. The test runs with solid materials such as diamond have failed. However, as it appears that SCP-294 can only deliver substances that can exist in liquid state. Right, you can't liquefy a diamond because it's just carbon crystals. It would give you liquid carbon. That's not a diamond. It can't be done. It is of note that after approximately 50 uses, the machine would not respond to further requests. After a period of approximately 90 minutes, the machine seemed to have restocked itself. It is also interesting to note that many caustic liquids that would have eaten through a normal paper cup seemed to have no effect on the cups dispensed by the machine. Testing is ongoing. As suggested, SCP-294 was moved to the second floor personnel break room as a money-saving venture. Following Incident 294-01, guards were stationed at the item and a security clearance became necessary to interact with it. Document SCP-294-A regarding Incident 294-01. On August 21, 2005, Agent Joseph Redacted attempted to use item SCP-294 to obtain coffee during his allotted break time at 9:30 a.m. At the request of Agent Redacted, to see what it would do, Redacted requested a cup of joe from the item. Moments after confirming the selection, Agent Joseph Redacted began to sweat profusely and complained of dizziness before collapsing. After moving the unconscious agent to the infirmary, the medical team recovered the contents of the cup dispensed by item SCP-294, a combination of blood, tissue, and other bodily fluids. Testing revealed the DNA sequence of the biological material dispensed by SCP-294 matched that of Agent Redacted. Agent Redacted made a complete recovery after 4 weeks of rest and intravenous hydration. X-rays and CAT scans showed no further signs of injury, and Redacted was released. Both agents were reprimanded. Additional security measures for SCP-294 have been recommended. That's my favorite part of this entry. They asked the machine for a cup of joe, as in coffee, and it gave them a cup of joe. I found that hilarious. I loved that when I first read it. I mean, like, who called it that? Fair. That's fair. That's fair. Anyway, that alone is why this SCP might be my favorite. A cup of joe. How did it get Joe, though? Well, that's what makes it an SCP. Let's keep reading, and maybe we'll find out the nearest Joe. It might be Let's keep reading and see if we can find out where it gets all of this stuff from. Surely it doesn't just have sulfuric acid on tap, right? Surely it's not just in there, right? Anyway. Addendum SCP-294-F. After reviewing documentation on SCP-294, Redacted suggested testing SCP-294's ability to retrieve specific liquids from a distance. Wouldn't that have been the guy getting the coffee? Yeah, it's implied that this Agent Joseph was him. He had to sweat profusely and complained of dizziness, and then was rushed to the infirmary and had to be had to fill him with more blood and stuff, because it can only take liquid or anything that can exist in liquid form. So presumably it was like blood, maybe stomach acid, maybe God forbid cerebrospinal fluid or something, but like, yeah. It fed. Well, he didn't drink it, but it just dispensed it, you know. He didn't. I can't imagine they took the blood and put it back into his body. I don't think that's what happened. I don't think it would quite work that way. Addendum SCP-294-H. With the overseeing of O5 data expunged, a cup of SCP-075's secretion was used as input. The product was proven to be the requested liquid, and the cup was able to successfully contain the material. However, the report for Incident 075-07 was acknowledged 2 hours after the test. See Addendum SCP-075-M. A containment procedure breach had occurred exactly the same time as this test was taking place, a walking SCP-075 to its active stage, or waking SCP-075 to its active stage. It was able to secrete an amount of basic solution equal to the capacity of a coffee cup before emergency containment procedure was applied, and it was rendered passive. The liquid was not found in the post-incident investigation. Let me just, in case you were wondering what 075 was, it appears to be a, thing. Addendum SCP-294-I. Researcher punched in a request for cup of gold. The machine dispensed a cup of molten gold. Researcher requested similar precious materials with the same result. I know an omanite when I see one. Damn, bro, you're so right. I didn't even think of that. Addendum SCP-294-J. Researcher punched in, from a safe range, request for cup of anti-water. The machine hummed briefly, then displayed out of range on entry pad. It is theorized that SCP-294 has a limited range of collection and cannot reach into alternate universes or dimensions. Addendum SCP-294-K. Researcher punched in request for diamond. SCP-294 briefly hummed, then displayed out of range on entry pad. SCP-294 gives this result for all solid substances. As diamond is a solid crystalline form of carbon, it appears the machine will not dispense liquid carbon, as this does not result in a diamond. When cup of carbon was subsequently punched in, the machine dispensed a cup of liquid carbon. SCP-294 was immune to the damaging effects of the dispensed liquid. Addendum SCP-294-M. Testing for range of SCP-294's capacity for retrieval has been initiated. A unique compound has been formulated, composed of undisclosed ratios of redacted brand bleach, redacted brand cola, met RX powder, and garam masala. The fluid was created and placed in a sealed container 25 meters away from SCP-294. When requested, the fluid was dispensed. An equal amount of the mixture was no longer present in its original container. Addendum SCP-2940-01. Researcher redacted, under observation of Level 4 personnel, keyed in a request of the best drink I've ever had. SCP-294 dispensed a fluid similar in appearance to cola. The researcher identified it as a mixed drink he recalls having at a bar during his bachelor party, and was convinced it was the best drink. Redacted did not know what ingredients were in the drink besides rum and cola. Further tests are scheduled to ascertain how SCP-294 gathers information. Addendum SCP-2940-01-A. Under the same conditions, Agent Redacted, the best drink I've ever had. SCP-294 delivered a dark fluid topped with a white foam, which was later identified as Vienna Lager. The cup was printed with a color picture of 5 men and 2 women drinking beer on the beach. Redacted was one of them. In his briefing, Agent Redacted confirmed that his favorite drink ever was a Vienna Lager he consumed at the beach with his friends. It has now been confirmed that SCP-294 has the ability to directly gather information from someone's mind in order to comply with the given conditions. Addendum SCP-294-Q-01. Subject keyed The Perfect Drink. The machine dispensed a cup containing an odorless lavender liquid. After drinking the liquid, subject appeared to go into shock. Subject later committed suicide, leaving a note which read, "I'm sorry, but at this point everything's just one big letdown." Requesting such a drink again is highly discouraged. None of the components of the drink have yet been identified. Addendum SCP-294-T-01. Subject keyed in something Cassie will like. The device was heard to hum for about 3 seconds before dispensing an empty cup. Printed on the side of the cup was an image of a traditional soda fountain glass filled with something brown and topped with whipped cream. Upon introduction to SCP-085, it was identified by her as a chocolate banana milkshake and judged delicious. Addendum SCP-294-W. Researcher keyed in request for a cup of music. SCP-294 produced a clear, sparkling fluid that tasted vaguely alcoholic. Following ingestion, subject reported feeling and not hearing a continuous rhythm, and demonstrated the ability to move and even dance with a certain fluidity that he had not previously shown. Testing on other abstract concepts is continuing. Addendum SCP-294-AB. During a mass security breach, Agent Redacted requested a cup of pertinent medical knowledge while taking shelter inside the second-floor break room. Of the 4 agents in the room, Agent Redacted was the only one who was not injured. SCP-294 poured a cup of a clear green liquid. Following the ingestion of this substance, Agent Redacted began mending the other agents' wounds in a manner consistent with Foundation medical training. Agent Redacted no longer has the medical training that the liquid provided, and other attempts to recreate the effect have failed. The agent has speculated that this event was an emergency measure taken by the object to ensure self-preservation. Addendum SCP-294-AC. Dr. Redacted requested My Life Story from SCP-294. SCP-294 made humming noises and shook violently for approximately 3 minutes before providing a highly viscous, opaque black liquid. Upon consumption, Dr. Redacted reported that he remembered everything that had ever happened to him. Following this test, Dr. Redacted entered his office and returned 48 hours later with a 538-page autobiography. Addendum SCP-294-AD. Researcher produced request consisting solely of the phrase, "Surprise me." Device produced an opaque cup containing normal water, later determined to have been heated to approximately 200 degrees Celsius. Upon receiving vibration from transport, the contents of the cup turned into steam, violently spraying boiling water in a 2-meter radius. Addendum SCP-294-AF. Researcher produced a request for Blood of Christ. SCP-294 vibrated and produced the message Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, then produced a paper drinking cup containing approximately 0.12 liters of red grape wine. Addendum SCP-294-AG. Researcher produced requests for cup of Smilodon blood, cup of passenger pigeon blood, and cup of Thomas Jefferson's blood, and received 3 out-of-range errors. Addendum SCP-294-AH. A D-Class personnel with IQ of 99 and low curiosity scores was given written instructions about what to request. The D-Class personnel produced a request for blood of Canis lupus and received a cup of liquid subsequently identified as wolf blood. The D-Class personnel next produced a request for saliva of Equus ferus caballus and received a cup of liquid subsequently identified as horse saliva. The D-Class personnel next produced a request for urine of Phaeocolora... There's too much Latin going on. Phaeocolarctos cinereus, and received a cup of liquid subsequently identified as koala urine. The D-Class personnel next produced a request for cerebrospinal fluid of Phoberomus pattersoni, and received a cup of liquid currently undergoing analysis. It is to be noted that Phoberomus pattersoni went extinct during the late Miocene epoch, approximately 8 million years ago. Addendum SCP-294-AI. Dr. King produced request for a cup of room temperature superconductor and received a cup of apple juice with seeds floating in it. Addendum SCP-294-AJ. Dr. Menshu produced a request for cup of D-151839's leukemia and received a cup of fluid. The fluid was microscopically examined and found to contain leukemic blast cells, which were a genetic match to D-151839. A second request for cup of D-151839's leukemia resulted in an out-of-range error. D-151839 was subsequently found to be free of leukemia. However, within 15 days, the leukemia had recurred. Other SCP-294 experiments are currently awaiting approval. It's a super vending machine. Or I guess a super coffee machine. There's a lot of this. I also don't know who Cassie is. Just takes it from any available source. It takes it from presumably the nearest available source, although the range from which it can draw seems rather inconsistent. Cassie's a living drawing. Okay. Maybe let me write her number down. Do 085. And what was the other one here? 075. Maybe we'll do those at a later date. That perfect drink. That's very... I like that there's so many experiments being run because it's so unclear how everything works. Like, it can draw from a user's personal experiences. It can draw from the personal experiences of someone whom the user knows, in the case of Cassie. The My Life Story one is crazy. How can that possibly be dispensed in liquid form? The blood of Christ was kind of funny. It spoke in Latin. podcast was created, if I recall correctly, as a result of a couple other SCPs. Well, we will find out at another date. I'm sure. Well, they can refine it. Oh, yeah, the big machine, and they use it on a pen, so then the pen can create not just depictions of life, but actual life. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Yeah, I know about the refinery machine. I don't remember what number it is, but I know that one. I think it's genuinely absurd how interesting you find all this, and you haven't played Control, and you own it. All right, okay. I'll put it on the list. Fuck. Isn't it related to that other one, the other fuck, Alan Wake? Isn't it like tangentially related to Alan Wake? They're like sort of they're not like the same series necessarily, but like they're like related in a kind of Drakengard Nier kind of way. Am I crazy? I'll have to play Control. The Bureau of Control is literally investigating the Alan Wake events. Oh, okay. But like, so would I have to have finished Alan Wake, or at least the first one, to understand Control, or does it not matter that much? Okay. All right. Cool. Well, then maybe we play that before the end of the month. For today, however, play Control before Alan Wake 2. Okay, yeah, I assumed that, because I think that's how I first found out that the two were connected at all, was because stuff from Control came up in Alan Wake 2, but I had no context for anything, so I didn't really know. Anyway, I've yapped for about 3 hours. The Alan Wake Lake is an SCP? That's fucking wild. Some long-ass head pats. I don't know, maybe it's something about just the head pat one, but that doesn't seem to want to revert. Like, it's supposed to last for 3 seconds, and it doesn't seem to want to do that ever. Alright. Now I gotta wear this top hat for the next 10 minutes. Oh boy. My voice is tired and I want to eat the rest of my nuggies. So, let's see who's doing what. Lena's still alive, finishing up Silent Hill 2. She's been marathoning it for the past like 3 days. The Silent Hill 2 remake. A lot of people are playing it, actually. You know what, though? I think. Oh, you put the monocle on me too. Shock Silent Hill 2 remake isn't horrible trash. Yeah, I remember. I never played the original. Like I said, it was. I think I was in a Nintendo household by that point. Yeah, stop knocking off. But yeah, I remember people talking about it like, yeah, this is probably not gonna be very good. Just like based on the trailers, but yeah, it turned out well. Looks okay. Got me all PC back. Let's fucking go. It was in the lake the whole time. Just out here, I'm already getting. What do you mean you just got, bro? We about to wrap up for the night. You just got here, damn. Sad. OG's a masterpiece. The Blooper Team hasn't had a great track record. I see. Work, mate. Real. Bro. It's like a third one. Yeah, it seems like they got a good... I heard of one game-breaking glitch that Lena ran into on stream yesterday. But other than that, I've heard everybody's pleasantly surprised. That said, do you guys want me to go watch some Silent Hill 2 remake? Because, like I said, Lena's still going. Let's go for it, seeing as we're talking about it. They hid the Comic Sans sign from the remaster out of bounds. I don't understand. I don't know what that means. Anyway, if you guys don't know Lena, she actually is doing a combo Facecam and VTuber stream for the first time, I think, ever. She has done Facecam stuff before, IRL type stuff, so it's not super crazy. But she's one of my many inspirations for VTubing. She does this thing, or used to do this thing, or is trying to start doing this thing again called Unfiction. And Unfiction is kind of like the SCP Foundation, kind of like Marble Hornets, kind of like Inscription that we played on the channel way back when. It is fiction that presents itself as if it were real, and often has a lot of similar elements to ARGs, and is more often than not in the horror genre. Very Bad Botched Remaster changed the font at the entrance of Silent Hill into Comic Sans, and nobody knows why. That's funny as fuck. Anyway, Lena's cool and chill. Be nice, have fun, Raid Leaf, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Unforgiving a Northern Hymn. Stay spooky. Mwah.